Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing great today. I appreciate those who'll be watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. Maybe I pique your interest in this movie called She. It was written in 1985. I guess I should say it was made in 1985. It stars Sandahl Bergman and is directed by a guy named Avi Nashir. If you don't know, I'm probably mispronounce her name, Sandahl Bergman. If you don't know who she was in Conan the Barbarian. She played as the lead female of Conan's love interest in that movie. Anyway, so She is about two brothers who trying to help rescue their sister who was captured by these Nazi-like gang. So as they go around traveling, they meet different kinds of people, different cultures, basically as they go from city to city type of thing. And so She is a goddess of a city that they go to. In this city, the men are second-class citizens and they could be enslaved, or maybe there are slaves. It's kind of hard to tell, but they're second-class citizens for sure, and the women can have them as slaves in this. And so as they escape this city to save their sister, they take along the goddess She, and she kind of helps them on their journey to rescue their sister. Even though she's a goddess, she doesn't really have much power. She has really no power at all. She's just basically a woman who can fight very well. And but there is some kind of prophecy that goes with her that she'll run into a man, I guess, maybe fall in love with him, and that will make her break her vows or something. It's kind of hard to follow. All I know is they do the prophecy and the prophecy doesn't come true. So go figure. I mean, usually if you have a prophecy in a movie, it should come true, but that doesn't happen. They break that norm. Perhaps the guy that she likes isn't part of the prophecy. Maybe some other guy. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, she helps him along. This show, the story does have potential if it was written a little better. The writing is not very well, of course, and the editing is pretty bad as well. For example, there's a scene where at the beginning, our two brothers are with their sister, and they're in this village doing some shopping, and then for a split second, if you blink, you'll miss it. It shows a guy riding a horse, and then it goes back to them, and then it's for a little while, so after a bit, you kind of think you just saw something, or maybe it's just some kind of air that they showed a guy riding a horse. But then eventually you see that he was actually a part of a gang of people riding horses, and they kind of take they take the sister, but they kind of like kill everybody in this village and take the women for slaves, kind of thing. So slavery is one of those themes of this movie, where men could be slaves, women could be slaves, and what race you are has no difference. It's basically goes by the sex that you are in this. I guess I should point out that this movie does take place in the future, 29 years after civilization ended. They don't say how civilization ended. It just ended, and technology is basically non-existent. Nobody has guns, but they have bow and arrows. They have guns. They do have bombs. You do see like ruined cities that you could tell that at one time there was like modern day, but now they've gone to waste. This show does have some good characters. Let's say good characters. There's a scene where they go to this mansion and these people are living like, kind of like utopia. They're all dressed up like in these nice dresses and tuxedos, eating like fine food. You don't want to know what the meat is, but hey, it's fine food. And so, but at nighttime, they turn into these monsters. And of course, our heroes have to fight them. Then they run into these mutants. So they got these interesting characters. So they got one character that's like a mad scientist, but he's kind of like a mixture of a transgender cross-dresser guy who likes to capture people and then do sex operations on them. So if you're a woman, he'll cut you up, make you a man, vice versa. I think that's yeah. I think that's what he's doing. There's also potential that he might be doing some cross species stuff too. He's just unclear, but I'm pretty sure it's just doing some doing sex changes on these unwilling participants. Um, really don't explain why he's doing it. He just doing it, I guess, for the kick of it. It's just, yeah, there's no motive for him to do it. Just something he likes to do, I suppose. We don't get a good old speech monologue of, I'm doing this because of X, Y, Z reasons. He's just there, and they're trying to escape from being transferred into the opposite sex. Then we get to see, and decided it being a B movie and kind of low budget, there are some great set pieces there they got. You can see where they go to this one place and you got like cannons and a nice bridge, and it's kind of like all disastrous. And when you go to the city at the end, it looks like a real city that's been kind of destroyed. Of course, you got the Nazis as your villains, and especially being in the 80s where, you know, where World War II is still kind of fresh in everybody's mind, and the Nazism and stuff like that. So the Nazis are evil. So that's basically where the sister is in this, where they're trying to free her. And you get a little gladiator battle in the end. I guess I should point out also that even though this is supposed to take place on Earth type of thing, and she is a goddess, and I could explain she has no powers, there are people who do have magical powers and could be considered a god. And one of those things, like who's your serving gods, is a theme through this show. Because wherever they go, they always ask the people, like, what god do you serve? And they tell them. And you have like a living god there who can like levitate people and move objects around with his mind and stuff. So it doesn't really explain how that is. So it's kind of like an alternate universe of Earth, I would say. Best way to explain it. In my mind, that's what I'm doing. I'm changing the plot, saying it's an alternative universe where people can move stuff around with their mind. You can have magical powers, even though it's supposed to be, you know, Earth kind of thing. They run into a guy where if you cut him up, he just multiplies, type of stuff. So you got that element, and that's a pretty interesting character. He's kind of funny. He's there for comic relief, for sure. He's always quoting like old time movies and stuff from the 50s and stuff like that. So you might need to know your movie history a little bit to understand what movie characters he's acting like. But I don't know where else I want to go with this. 8 minutes into this. So if you're still here, thank you. Thank you for listening to me rambling on. I hope you enjoyed this. So when we do if this is the first time listening, when we do our grading of movies, we usually go, don't recommend at all, recommend with caution, and highly recommend. We figure that's the best way, highly recommend. Majority of people is going to like it. Recommend with caution, 50-50. Don't recommend at all. Maybe about 10 to 20% of people will like this. If you're a B-movie fan, I think you will like this, especially if you're into like science fiction. It's one of the better B movies I've seen. I do think the story does have potential to it. If it had a little bit more time, maybe a little bit more money, you could probably make a good movie out of this. This is based off a book. I never read the book, so I don't know how true it is to the book. So I'm gonna recommend this with if you I'm gonna recommend it with caution. If you're somebody who likes B movies, you don't mind bad editing and a plot that sometimes goes off track, I'll recommend this with caution. If you're somebody who doesn't like B movies at all, I wouldn't recommend this. I wouldn't recommend this movie at all to you whatsoever. It's pretty bad. But if you watch it, you'll see that it does have potential. It gets great characters in this. The villains are great. They're very interesting. It just needs to be done better. A little bit more time, a little bit more money. The storyline should have went to some more drafts, getting that little tightened up a little bit. The editing could definitely needed some work. But yeah, so that's been my review. Hope you guys enjoy it. Again, thank you for listening to me rambling on and stuttering to this. Have a great day, and bye.